Hello, I'm Dave Bialis. Welcome to this month's showing of Generally Speaking. This is a show that we started last month. We had a lot of comments and some emails. Last month we did a tour of our network. We showed how our fiber optics and our satellites work all the way out into the home and showed a little video about Cox Enterprises. And we said this month we were going to do a couple of things. We're going to show and have some visitors here on Cox at Home, our high-speed internet service. We're going to talk about Cox Digital Television, which is a new product that's coming out in the next month. And we're going to bring in someone from our school that we tutor at Westwood Elementary. So we're looking for a good show. And we're going to start with Cox at Home. Cox at Home we launched about a year ago. It's a high-speed internet service. There really is no product anywhere like it. You can't get on the internet at speeds that you can over cable. And Cox is the leader in this really in the country, and we're doing it here in Oklahoma City. I've got a couple guests here today. Brian Fairless is our data engineering manager who's going to kind of walk us through Cox at Home and show us how fast it is. And I've got a couple questions, and hopefully you can see it at home how quick this is. And we found a customer. We kind of went out on the at home and the email and found someone who loves this service so much that he volunteered to come in and speak to us, Randy Schaefer. Randy, thanks for coming in.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start with you, Brian? Here we have a screen that you would have at home with the normal icons of that you'd get with Microsoft, and on there, Brian, there's one for at home, right?
Exactly.
Why don't you just click on at home, and this is exactly the same as you would have at home. This is not any faster really than you'd have at home. You can see the at home. It's going into the at home network, which is, by the way, a national fiber optic network, and they connect into the internet. So it's not only a local network, but it's a national network. And there you see the immediate screen that comes up. Brian, tell me how it works. How does the internet get through our cable system and to the customer's home?
Well, it's really by the use of this, Dave, which is a cable modem. And a cable modem acts as a device to pull information off of our cable system and transfer it to your computer. And it's done through the use of just a regular video channel that we used on our video system.
So here on 10th Street, we have some equipment, and we receive the internet, and then we send it out over our normal fiber and coax. Do you need any special wiring in the home to receive this?
The only thing that you need in the house to come from the cable modem is a cable to connect to your computer that connects to a network card that we place inside your computer as part of the installation of the service.
So right. If I were just to turn this around, this coax cable is exactly the same cable that runs through your house that you normally have into the back of your TV set. Instead of the TV, you put it right in the back of the modem?
Exactly. It's just the exact same cable. We just split off from your TV and go straight to the cable modem. And it just acts as a receiver of the signal, much like your TV receives the video signal. And that's why it doesn't interfere with your video reception or anything. You can be watching the TV and surfing the net at the same time.
So basically you need a second outlet in your home. You have one outlet for your set and additional ones where you've got your computer, and that's all taken care of in the installation.
Exactly.
When we come out, we do a second outlet to make sure, because in some rooms where your computer is, you don't have this wiring. Exactly. And we'll also put a card in the computer, and that's really it. They'll do some diagnostics. I hear speed. I get on the internet, and of course you get into programs that are slow, sometimes a half an hour. Right. Tell me how fast at home is, Cox at Home.
At home is up to 100 times faster than a regular modem. If you took an average modem that you would go down to any of the stores in town and buy, typical modem would be a 28.8, or even the fastest modems that are available today, a 56K modem. What that really means is 56,000 bits per second. The cable modem is 10 meg, or 10 million bits per second. So you can see there's not even really a comparison. It's way off the scale of a regular modem. And also with a regular modem, you have to have a phone line and you have to dial up. And with the cable modem, there's no dialing. It is on all the time.
Yeah, we just showed that. I mean, we just had our computer on and just clicked it on, and you don't worry about tying up. Why don't we, I think there's nothing better than actually seeing it up close. Why don't you pull up maybe a video file here. We've got a few more minutes, and we're going to talk to Randy and get his perspective. Let's do a CNN video file, and let's see how quick this thing really is.
Okay, as you can see, this is our screen, and we have lots of information across the top here, and one of those is news, and one of the categories is news. And under the news section, you'll get the news of the day, but then also we have a national agreement with CNN to do videos. And you can see that there's a wide arrangement of videos.
So you have a selection of daily news that's updated. While Brian's looking for one, this is content as well. So what you really get with At Home is the speed because of the national network, the local fiber optic network, but it's also got content. And they're out of San Francisco, and every day they're updating this with sports, news, entertainment information, business information. There's an email system. It's really an AOL, but much faster.
Exactly.
So let's take a look at this. This is a story about condemned killer in Oklahoma. Let's play.
Exactly. And as I'm pulling it up, you can see that the bar is already moving. I can go ahead and start playing this video before it even finishes downloading.
Doug, can you get this here?
Executed in Oklahoma next month. There are details.
Right here, the video we're watching. Right here.
A confession, and even his poetry.
I'm so sorry for it, and I'm trying everything that I can do to make up for it.
And Sellers says the site is meant to show the world he's more valuable alive than
This
dead.
is video we're watching.
That can be an example that you can't change your life.
Prison officials say there's nothing they can do about Sellers' website. He doesn't have access to a computer. He mails his writings to friends on the outside who then post it on the internet. Sellers was only 16 when he was sentenced to die for killing a convenience store clerk and murdering his mother and stepfather, shot in the head as they slept. Oklahoma City Police Detective Ron Mitchell, who maintains a webpage dedicated to Sellers' victims, says the Sellers webpage is a scam.
This goes on for another probably minute or two, and this is video.
Yeah, it's a large file too that gets downloaded, played, and then is deleted off your computer.
So a video file. How long could that even be transmitted over your typical phone?
No, that's a good point, Dave. And the fact that these files are so huge, sometimes they can be 20 megs in size. That would take several hours to download over a regular modem.
That would take a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And we just picked
it up instant. And that's one of the reasons why this exclusive arrangement are made with these companies like CNN, because it's not even something that you can do over a regular telephone line.
Let me go to Randy, and I want to ask you at the end here is, what does the customer need in terms of their computer? Do they need some souped-up computer or that kind of thing? Okay. And maybe take a look at one more thing. Randy, thanks for coming in. I know you're a long-time and early adopter of Cox at Home. What made you buy it, and why do you keep it? What's the satisfaction?
Well, Dave, it's a revolutionary product. It really is. I think that the cable modem service and At Home are as revolutionary to internet and modems as internet and modems are to computers themselves. I mean, it really makes the internet what it should be, takes it to its full potential. I mean, you mentioned the email capabilities. Up until now, you received email, but you checked it once or twice a day. It was little better than a hand-delivered letter through the postal service. This allows you to have it on all the time. You know, if I'm at my desk and someone wants to get hold of me by email, whether they're in Washington or California or next door, it's instantly available to me at any time during the day or night. It constantly is on. You don't tie up a phone line. There's so many good things to say about it. You kind of feel like you're shooting in different areas. But the speed is probably the biggest seller. I use the internet quite a bit, from everything for business to buying my last car. And just to have that information delivered to you at such a rapid pace, and videos, as you said, of the interiors of the different cars that we were looking at, it really took the internet to a full potential, and I haven't seen anything out there on the market that even closely compares to it.
Yeah, there's really nothing out in the market that's at 2, 4, even 10 megabit, which again is 10 million bits versus the 56 or 28. What other applications have you used on the internet that would
Specifically for me, the ones that I noticed the difference with at home and the download speed, there's a site called TerraServer that's managed by Microsoft that has USGS topographical maps, basically satellite maps of most of the larger metropolitan areas. And in my business, that's important for looking at the topographical layout of land. But those maps are absolutely huge. And to try to pull that through a landline modem, as I've tried before on my laptop, you just basically hit a link and go get a sandwich. You're there for a while.
Go to 7-Eleven for a couple hours, huh?
This is virtually instantaneous. I mean, you can pull up a 16-mile radius map in no time at all. And pan around, which that was the thing before with it, was you had to pick the exact map you wanted, because if you hit and missed, you were there for twice as long. Now you can get to the rough area and pan around, and the speed just is instantaneous. Phenomenal. It's as if you were pulling it off your hard drive almost.
Yeah, this is exactly as you get at home. We have not done anything in this studio here that you would not get at home. I understand video games are awfully fast. You get, what, 10 to 15 meg files? Brian, can you quickly show that?
Sure. There's a section in our content that's for gamers. And this changes every couple of days.
Wow, that was quick.
And there's always demos of the latest computer games that are out. And for example, today there's a demo of an air hockey game for the PC.
That says 9.4 meg.
Yes, a 9.4 meg.
What would that be on a normal 28.8 modem? How long would it take to download?
Normal 28.8 modem.
What's that, a TV dinner?
Yeah.
You measure it in food, Randy?
It would be a little over an hour.
An hour to download. So let's give it a shot here.
Okay. I'll click on the button to download, and I'm just going to say I'm going to download that to my desktop.
Okay.
And I'll say save, and so the file starts off, and as you can see, it's starting to update, and it's already down to 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and it gains momentum as it's going.
So we did this in about 25 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to finish.
It's going to finish. It's at 70%. Now, there's other applications. This is video games. You can download all kinds of software and try out new software from Microsoft and other tax, applications. And
exactly.
I think the future really is here, because the problem with the strength of the internet is the content, but the problem is the speed at which you get it.
Exactly.
Are we there?
We already finished.
We already finished.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was that quick. I missed it.
Yeah.
So you would have had the game and you would have been playing it?
Had the game.
Oh, so it's loaded on the...
It's loaded on, and you install it now.
Wow.
And
did you have to buy any extra computer capacity, or Brian, do you know, what kind of computer do you need to make this work? Do you have to have a $5,000 computer at home?
I hope not.
No.
No?
All
you use your standard computer?
Yeah, typically...
what kind of parameters, requirements?
The requirements right now are any Pentium-based computer that runs Windows 95 or Windows 98.
So
and
95,
we also
98.
support the Macintosh operating system with anything above version 7.1. And
how much memory?
The memory requirements are 16 megs for a PC, which is really low. I mean, all these are minimum system requirements. Obviously, if you have more memory or faster than a Pentium 75 computer, you're going to see things faster. So
the faster the computer, the faster. There's some minimums, but they're not what most people should already have, or what you get out of a standard. If you went to CompUSA, which, by the way, we do have a demo at CompUSA. But if you went there and bought a computer today, you would automatically get a lot of these, all of these things you need to run this.
My system's about 2.5 years old, and it runs fine. No problem at all. One of the first Pentiums out.
Randy, you would recommend this, I understand. So you don't need a second phone line? You don't have an AOL or an ISP? You get all the content you need from here? We have a local site?
Yeah, I basically released the second phone line I had when I put it home in, and save the cost of the second phone line. I mean, it's effectively getting it home for free.
So you've been very happy with this?
Enormously.
Yeah, good. We've launched this about a year ago. We are very happy with it. This really is the future of the internet, is high speed, and you see a lot of companies now trying to upgrade their networks to get to the same speed. It's going to be tough, and we're fine with that. We think our product stands on its own. We know our network will be able to handle it, and We are about 6 months away from really upgrading our entire network so everybody can get it. But if you are interested, call us, and more than likely you will be in an area that's upgraded. If not, it will be shortly. And we come out, we do the installation, we put the card in the computer, we do the diagnostics. We make sure that when we leave, that computer is up and running, because sometimes it can be confusing. Have you had any problems?
Not at all.
Service at all?
They came out initially to install it, had me up and running in about 30 minutes, and did all sorts of diagnostic checks just to make sure, tried to make it crash effectively. And I haven't had a problem since it started. That's one of the benefits of it.
Yeah, it's been growing around the country. Again, the big features, I guess, guys, are it's faster than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. I don't know about that, but it gives you a lot of great content. It's very, very fast. It's price competitive, especially when you factor in the additional outlets and the internet provider, and it's always on.
Exactly.
And you get a lot of things that you probably wouldn't get on the normal internet, just because of the speed. Well, hopefully you got a glimpse, and hopefully it comes through the television to see the speed. But as you saw with the video game, the video game and also the video, you can't get that anywhere else. So call us. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Randy, we appreciate you coming in. I know you're a busy man, and nothing better than listening to a satisfied customer. And Brian, who is really sort of the brains behind our data staff, and we've got a lot of engineers working here. I appreciate you coming in. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a minute to talk about Cox Digital Television.
It takes a revolution to make a solution.
I was looking for a solution in the air and noise pollution. Yesterday she came around and said, let's start a revolution. I said, I don't wanna go, I wanna hang around at home.